Hey students, today we are discussing the frequently asked questions in paper 4 of IGCSE Chemistry. Welcome to the library of questions, and this is part 2. The topics which we are going to study today, for which we'll see the questions, are energy changes, rate and reversible reactions, and electrochemistry. So the question number 1, which is frequently asked, is why increasing the temperature increases the rate of reaction. So, increasing the temperature increases the rate of reaction because the particles gain kinetic energy and start moving faster. When the particles move faster, they collide more often. The frequency of the collision increases. More particles have energy greater than the activation energy, and hence they react faster. The products will form quicker. Question number 2. Why the graph levels off in the rates of reaction curve? You see, in the rates of reaction curve, the graph becomes straight after the passage of certain time. This is when the reaction completes, when the reaction finishes, and we no longer have reactants left. All the reactants are used up. Question number 3 is why using large lumps of solid decreases the rate of reaction. This is because large lumps have small surface area, and when we have small surface area, then the particles, less number of particles are exposed for the reaction. So less frequent collisions, less particles have energy greater than activation energy, and hence the rate will be slow. Question number 4 is why a reaction is exothermic. So a diagram will be given to you and they will ask you that why this is exothermic. So if the energy level of the bond formation is more than the energy absorbed when the old bonds break, then this is exothermic. Energy release should be more. And what is a catalyst? A substance which increases the rate of the reaction without being used up, or when it remains chemically unchanged, that's a catalyst. So you have to mention both of these points. Question number 8 is explain in terms of particles or in terms of collision theory, why does the rate of reaction decreases as the time increases? With the passage of time, the concentration of reactant particles decreases, and hence the rate of reaction will be slow because the particles collide less often. Question number 9 is what happens to the rate of reaction when surface area increases? So when we increase the surface area, more particles will be exposed on the surface for the reaction. For the collision, they will collide more often and the rate will increase. Next question, state how the energy level diagram shows that this reaction is exothermic. Now, in the energy level diagram, if the energy of the reactants is high and the energy of the products is low, that means that the reaction is exothermic. Next question, state what happens to the mass of the negative and positive electrode when aqueous copper sulfate is electrolyzed using copper electrodes. So when copper sulfate is electrolyzed using copper electrodes, which are the reactive electrodes, the negative electrode increases in size as copper ions get reduced to copper metal, which deposits on it, and positive electrode decreases in size because copper gets oxidized to copper ions and move to the solution. Question number 10, state what is meant by the term electrolysis. Electrolysis is a process of breakdown of ionic compounds in molten or aqueous form by the passage of electricity. Question number 11. Give 2 reasons why substances are electroplated. Now, why the substances are electroplated? Number 1, to make them resistant to corrosion, and number 2, to improve their appearance. Question number 12. What will be the observation when the gas is formed at any electrode? So when the gas is formed at any electrode, then we will observe the bubbles, effervescence, or fizzing. You have to write the color of the gas formed also. Question 13. Explain why ionic compounds need to be molten or aqueous form to conduct electricity. As we know that ionic compounds, the ions are in the lattice structure, they are tightly packed, they are not able to move. In the molten or aqueous form, they will be able to move freely. Number 14, why graphite is used as electrode? It is used as electrode because it is inert, it's unreactive and a good conductor of electricity, and this question is also very common. What are the features of equilibrium? This question is there in every other paper. The features of equilibrium: a rate of forward and backward reaction should be constant, and the concentration of reactants and products should be equal. These are the two features of equilibrium. In this slide, we are going to discuss some things about the Le Chatelier's law, that if we increase the temperature, then system will move towards the side where it's endothermic. And if we decrease the temperature, then system will shift towards exothermic side. And exothermic, endothermic, something should be given in the question. What about the pressure? As we increase the pressure, system will move towards the fewer mole side. And if we decrease the pressure, then system will move towards the more mole side. Next, about the concentration. If we increase the concentration of any substance, then the system will move towards the side where the substance is not present. And if we decrease the concentration of any substance, then system will shift towards the side where the substance is present or where it is forming. Because system will always do our opposite. Next question, number 16. Write the conditions when the position of equilibrium won't change or it won't get affected. The first condition is when the number of moles on both sides are equal. So if we have to see that if the number of moles on both sides of the reaction are equal, so the position of equilibrium won't get affected by the change in pressure. And when we use a catalyst, no effect on the position. So these are some common questions which are frequently asked about all these topics. We have part 3 also, in which we'll be discussing the organic chemistry. So for part 3, click here. Thank you.